As always, welcome back to the channel and your source for daily cryptocurrency news and analysis. As we currently have a market value of almost $12 trillion, we have seen a number of events in this industry come to pass. The market is extremely busy, with a number of tokens suddenly appearing and pulling out incredible movements up to double-digit figures. There are several things going on with these tokens, some of which we have addressed over there on Patreon and others of which we have discussed in the free Discord. And a lot of money is being made now, when most people didn't think it was possible to profit in this market because of a recession, the macro this, the macro that. Not only that, but also because a significant portion of the general public is somewhat too afraid to even participate in this market because so many people are making enormous sums of money right away, at least from a retail perspective. And I should mention that between the end of December and the start of January, this market saw tremendous change. Currently, it's a quote from Item Crypto One that claims Charlie Munger has recently been on a tweeting crypto FUD tier. His situation is hardly unique. The mainstream media has given cryptocurrency a lot of unflattering publicity. Would you say that if he and Warren Buffett were lobbying officials to outlaw cryptocurrencies, it wouldn't surprise you? They possess the financial capacity to do so. They will attempt. Disruptive technology, however, typically wins out. They're going to fight you right now. Now the statement makes sense. It is a comment that implies it is ludicrous that anyone would acquire the goods. This is quite dumb, so pay close attention. But pay close attention to this video because it lasts for more than 3 minutes. Thus, I'm now going to respond to Benjamin's cryptographic question. Charlie reportedly said, "Unless I can explain the arguments against my stance better than the people who are supporting it, I'm not qualified to have an opinion on this subject." Does this also apply to your Wall Street Journal article about Bitcoin being prohibited that you wrote in 2007 at the USC Law School? If yes, could you please list the objections to your position? I don't think there are any compelling reasons opposing my position. From my viewpoint, there is no logical counterargument because I think anyone who disagree with me are illiterate. They lack their own gambling since it conceals where others lose, which is just normal, which is incredible, I tell you. And the makers of this cryptocurrency, or crypto crackle, as I sometimes call it. Also, I sometimes refer to it as the crypto shed, because it is ludicrous to think that anyone would buy such rubbish. It isn't. Nearly nothing on earth has benefited humanity more than money and national currencies. A necessary barrier existed between a successful ape, man, and model. Modern, prosperous humanity and human civilization make all of these practical connections feasible. Hence, if someone declares, "I'm going to create something that somewhat substitutes the national currency," saying I'm going to replace the national heir is as ludicrous. It even has a hint of stupidity. It is extremely stupid. It is obviously incredibly dangerous. Without a doubt, the administration erred greatly by permitting it. I call it crypto trash, even if I don't feel proud of my country for enabling this junk. It has no value and is useless. Allowing it is stupid, antisocial, and will only be detrimental. The wise decision was made by the Chinese leader. The Chinese leader explained this situation. In my China, no. After taking one look at the crypto junk, Orwell in China discovers that there is no crypto junk. We are in error. He's correct, too. My appointment is cancelled, and I highly doubt that he did any preparation for the interview because there isn't a strong counter-argument. Therefore he would see that China is employing private DLT, a type of cryptography, if he observed what they are doing. The best part of this, in my opinion, is that people with absolutely no understanding of technology are people like Charlie, who hasn't read a single white paper. They might be prosperous and secure financially. That does not change the fact that these are folks who are completely clueless about what is happening. Regardless of your feelings about it, this is a groundbreaking technology that will be successful. In a year, 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years, there will be a $1.50 trillion market. Check in on this video because, even during the next protracted bad market, I have no doubt that we will have expanded significantly beyond that. Our market capitalization will be more than it is currently. That it is the plain truth. The market cap will rise and climb throughout a bear market, similar to any other asset class in many aspects, as more and more adoption takes place and as more cycles take place. Right now, I'd like to draw your attention to this tweet from Residential XRP. Statistics show that digital payments are prevalent everywhere. As long as Ripple keeps repurchasing XRP for on-demand liquidity, the future seems bright. Payments are XRP main focus. The total transaction value for the digital payments category is expected to reach $9.70 trillion in 2023, or over $5 trillion by 2027, as we focus on payments. The entire transaction value is expected to rise by 11.79% yearly and reach approximately $15 trillion. By 2023, the market's largest category, digital commerce, is anticipated to reach a total transaction value of close to $6 trillion. China will have the highest total transaction value in 2023, more than $3.80 trillion according to a comparison of all countries. As we focus on the impending development of currency, I want to briefly take you guys over here to what's happening because, despite Charlie's belief that cryptocurrencies are foolish, digital payments and transactions are growing in popularity. TBC stablecoins and other similar currencies are used in Tbilisi, Israel. Have a look at all the nations that are looking at CBDCs. They are undergoing different levels of research, proof of concept testing, and even actual operations. Given how often it has performed in the past and in the present, it would be insanity to bet against this asset class. When exposed to significant risk or pessimism, this asset class has proven to be significantly more robust and resilient than any other investment vehicle. Another factor contributing to this is long-term economic growth. I do not bet against the potential of cryptocurrencies or other disruptive technologies on the same scale. So let's take a look at XRP. Hence, as we concentrate on and outside of the norm within the US, we're seeing XRP emerge into a very, very popular currency as well as investment vehicle. We can see some of Fury of the Common here. He talks about a fascinating study from City University of Hong Kong that looks at why XRP is popular in Japan and how it avoided the non-performing asset bubble that burst as big as Bitcoin. The strong connection between equities and cryptocurrencies is shown by XRP. The cooperation between Ripple and SBI Holdings, the most prominent venture capital business in Japan, has been the main factor in Ripple's success in Japan in 2017. SBI made about $300 million investment in real Ripple in 2017. Yet, the whole affair becomes apparent once one is familiar with Japanese culture and the faith that Japan's biggest venture capital fund, namely SBI, has in entrepreneurs. In the SEC lawsuit, this investment was cited as an example of an improper sale of securities to SBI Holdings. A member of the Ripple board, including the creator of SBI Holdings, tweeted about the new all-time high of XRP, which was included in the lawsuit. Despite Ether being the second largest cryptocurrency by market valuation, some Japanese cryptocurrency investors may find XRP to be a more appealing investment. The results of a survey done by the Japanese cryptocurrency exchange BitMEX and published on Twitter on June 12 indicate that XRP token and Bitcoin are equally popular among Japanese traders. A little over 1,500 people responded, and 25% stated XRP was their preferred cryptocurrency, followed by 26% who said Bitcoin and 9% who said Ethereum. Therefore, let's look at XRP's market cap globally. You may be aware that among these places, Japan has been a pioneer in the uptake of cryptocurrencies and has since emerged as a market leader. They want to develop into a center on par with the UK and the UAE. I think they're clearly headed in the right direction. I believe XRP will develop into a very important investment tool. It's obvious, in my opinion, and logical, that many individuals think of it as their favorite cryptocurrency. I think the main culprit here is the utility of XRP. You can see what XRP is being used for by Ripple. They're quickly becoming a leader in the payments industry. Thanks to the XRP token, the Ripple network platform has attracted more than 300 financial institutions from at least 45 different nations as of October 16, 2021. Just consider what is presently NDA. I'm sure there are a ton of other significant businesses, universities, etc., who want to employ this technology, therefore I'd love to see it. You can't be sure. Perhaps some of them are observing from the sidelines. But I can see the overall benefit right away. Watching this video from Brad Garlinghouse in which he explains the potential outcomes of what Ripple and XRP combined may achieve is quite fascinating. we can see that I do in fact require more XRP. The Wall Street Bull is where I got this. Take a moment to watch the video carefully to understand its relevance. However, Ripple decided early on that we wanted to mimic the infrastructure layer in some aspects, and that decision raises a number of strategic issues. To be fully honest, one of them is that if you work with regulated or regulatory frameworks like KYC, know your customer, ammo and time money laundering apply. Finish lines. They guarantee that if you only work with regulated endpoints, that is the case. Companies like WeChat must manage their own regulatory responsibilities. Quick AI sending a SWIFT transfer is not transmitting liquidity at this point because SWIFT is basically just messaging. Instead, it is communicating with banks that have liquidity by sending them messages. SWIFT is a rival in a way, but it is a little bit more difficult because SWIFT is essentially simply message. Citibank and HSBC are therefore, in a sense, the top two JP Morgan institutions. These three banks are the most liquid. Also, you connect with banks quickly to release liquidity and confirm that debits and credits line up. Thus, Ripple's compete with CD's liquidity and SWIFT's messaging to some extent. However, we are both message and liquidity in a certain way. You should also be conscious of the fact that this technology is recent. Returning to Charlie's initial remark, he described it as insane that anyone would want to buy this product. This entire situation is absurd beyond belief. The global financial system is now undergoing development. I wanted to discuss this because, when we consider the big picture, ISO 2002 is becoming more prevalent. Based on what we've mentioned, HSBC just disclosed their migration timeline to IS, which is 2002 to 2. I queried. So, 2002 shouldn't pose a significant threat to cryptography. Nonetheless, we'll discuss that later. Although I'm conscious that it will turn off a lot of people, don't worry, we'll get back to it. SWIFT also mentions ISO 2002 as the start of a fascinating period for cross-border payments, which is something else we note. Beginning in March 2023, the two standard will be widely adopted. The benefits of SWIFT for banks and customers will be discussed with us by Stephen Lindsay from SIBO and Isabel Schmidt in a month. In view of the current situation, what does ISO 2002 achieve for any of these currencies? Hardly much at all. Even in this sentence, I made it clear by asking, does it matter whether what I sell has anything to do with specific tokens like XRP? Do I think it will help cryptocurrency and that its potential will be realized? We'll talk about that. I made the claim that, in my perspective, the adoption of ISO 2002 to 2 will open the road for widespread digitalization of the financial sector. Do you have this perspective? I referred to Anderson back in November and the SWIFT CBDC trials results paper from October 2002. The report claims that ISO 2000 to 2 will be essential for quick cross-border payments that include motions, just like CBDCs does. As 2002 was frequently mentioned in the research, it is safe to say that ISO 22 does provide the implementation of much of the digital element of things, including digital currency. Make your own inferences from the claim that SWIFT's attitude on virtual currency has been influenced by the researchers' findings. This probably means that cryptoassets will eventually be supported on the SWIFT network. Also, as ISO 2002 is our main focus, it enables communication standards to be more flexible and interoperable with use cases from different financial institutions, etc. Because of this, Matt Hamilton really thought of this idea as well. Because RippleNet complies with ISO, we are focusing on it. Let's go all the way back to January 2022 as an example. Yes. Hence, 2002 is also present. The banking industry communication standard is widely misunderstood in the cryptocurrency industry. Cryptocurrencies are frequently referred to as being ISO 2002 compliant. This is not the case, though. Although it doesn't define cryptocurrencies in any manner, it will change the communication standard. It will fundamentally shift to have a more open system, increasing the interoperability of the whole system. Also, it makes payment networks and systems, such as RippleNet, which we can see down here, possible. It acts as our abbreviation for using DLT for compliance. The committee for the ISO 22 standard was founded by Ripple. It is preferable to know that gold gives possibilities for digital asset settlements as opposed to merely reducing friction. World of paper? No. You see the issue as individuals interpreting the shorthand incorrectly and thinking that XRP is better in some way because it complies with ISO 22. This is false, as it would seem to suggest. We can see that this communication standard will soon become the norm for the banking industry when we take into account its strength. It is made feasible by this. Since the network employs them in a manner that is strikingly similar to Ripple Nets, it is able to realize digitalization and makes it possible to use digital currencies as settlement methods. You recall that we discussed Ripple Networks X, or XRP. It's all over today. Please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.